Good evening, everyone, and welcome once more to the Magic Show where we learn simple things which make us smart and lazy. Our normal housekeeping tips, I don't need to repeat again. You remember only two things: don't work hard, work smart, and knowing is not doing, doing is doing. So, knowledge without action is zero, and therefore we need to practice consistently. Practice, practice, and practice. Today we will have a brief session on some tips on Windows. Everybody has been using Windows for a very long time, correct? And most of us have Windows 10 installed on our computers. So we will look at a few things that we can do with Windows and with the Windows key. Everybody knows where the Windows key is. Have you been comfortable with using the Windows key? Have you used the Windows keys ever? Just one sec, I'll just pull out that image of. Yeah, on our computers we have the Windows key somewhere between Control and Alt. Sometimes on laptops you have the function key. The Windows key is there, and most of the things that we will do with the Windows key today will be a combination of Windows plus something. So we press down the Windows key and click on the next key. That is how we will be using the Windows key. Okay, so this is how we use the Windows key in combination with something else. So the first thing that I would like to share is something which a typical desktop, when we are using Windows, looks something like this. Let me just pull out something. Okay, so for me, a typical desktop looks something like this, where so many windows are open at a time. You have the Excel file behind this, and you have one this thing going, our Telegram behind this, and we have some Adobe file here, etc., etc. And sometimes it can be quite confusing also, because we have so many windows open at a time. So once in a while we want to clear up our screen, in the sense we want to see only the current window on top. So how do we do that? We go and minimize each and every window, correct? That we all know. It's a very simple option. You go and minimize this, minimize something else also which is there behind this. Okay, but then that is something which is very boring and cumbersome. So what we do, this is a very simple trick but very interesting. You catch hold of the window that you want. For example, you want this window, okay, and instead of moving it, just press the mouse button and shake it. All the windows get minimized in one shot. You see this? Now nothing is there on the desktop, only this window is there on the desktop. Did you get this? How do you do it? Just click on this on the title bar, shake it, and you get all your windows back.
Right click or left click?
Normal click, your left click.
All right. Which bar?
Your normal click, go on the address bar. For example, you want only this to be seen. So you come here, click on this and just shake it up. Everything goes. And obviously we are very lazy to go and click each and everything again. So what we'll do, we'll just grab this and instead of moving it like this slowly, you just shake it up and all your other things will come up. Okay, this is very simple but very useful because when you're having multiple windows, it is sometimes disconcerting and it might be easier to just shake it up. Are we getting this? And you shake it again and all your windows will come up again. A very simple thing but very useful in day to day. Okay, any questions on this? Are you able to get what I'm saying? Just hold the title bar. Just as you move the title bar or you move the windows on the title bar slowly, that is one way of doing it. But if you want to really remove everything behind, just shake it up and get it back. Shake it and get it back, shake it. And if we don't have a mouse and are using the touchpad only, actually I'll try it with the touchpad. Let me see my touchpad. I come here, I do a left click. Yeah, it works. Even with the touchpad it works. Okay.
Yeah, just tried it out. It works fine.
Yeah, it works with touchpad also, it works with mouse also. But this is the easiest way. Of course, there is one more way of doing this, and that is you use the Windows key and press the home key. Means Windows key, while keeping it pressed, you press the home key. You have the same effect. But in that case, what happens is the entire desktop gets vanished. The first window does not stay. Okay, so if you want to minimize all, Windows and home. So you minimize all. And again Windows and home and you get all your stuff back. Are we getting this? Windows home. Okay. So this is the simplest way of minimizing all and keeping one on top, that is shake it up. And the second simple way of doing this is if you want to minimize all, you just say Windows home. Okay, so that is the first trick. Today we have just a few tricks, but very interesting because you can use them over and over again. Okay, now the other thing is when we are typing something anywhere in Windows, it may be Word, it may be Excel. Okay, I am typing something and I want to insert an emoji. Okay, just like you put in WhatsApp, you are used to putting it in WhatsApp, but I want to put an emoji here in Windows or in Word or in Excel or anywhere else in Wordpad or wherever you want to do it. How do you do it? Have you got any shortcut for that? You just use the Windows key and press the semicolon and you get all the emojis right there on your desktop. You can just click it and you get it inside. You can just select it and increase the size. Are you getting it? Windows and semicolon. You get lots and lots of emojis which you are used to using in WhatsApp and you are using in social media on Facebook, WhatsApp, etc. But this is a great way or easy way to create your emojis These are all there in Windows right from the time Windows 10 started, but we hardly use these shortcuts. Okay, just the Windows key and semicolon, and it pops up the emojis. Whatever the special characters are also there. Then there is this language, symbols, Hindi language is also there. Oh, I didn't notice. You could use something from here. And of course you have your all your emojis. Isn't this cool? To use it anywhere within the Windows ecosystem. You could be using a Wordpad, you could be using an Excel sheet, anywhere. This is a Windows feature. This is not a Word feature. Okay. So what we did is just set Windows and semicolon, and there we have the entire list of emojis. So you could be in Gmail, you can use an emoji. It becomes very difficult sometimes in Gmail to use an emoji when you're composing a message and you want to use an emoji. It's always, are we okay on this? Can we proceed? Yes, very simple but very useful for day-to-day purposes. Now we all have used Control C and Control V, right, for copying and pasting. So I'm copying this, Control C, I go somewhere else in the document and I paste it, correct? Control V. Control C, Control V is one of the most commonly used shortcuts, right? I'll just copy paste few times and then we'll see the fun. Control C, Control V, okay, and again once more I am doing it just so that we get a good idea about how this works. Okay, so I did 2-3 times. Now when I say Control V, what will I get? I will always get the last one that I copied, correct? The last thing that I copied, which is in the clipboard. But if I want more than the last one, then what happens? You are having multiple documents open and sometimes you want this paragraph, sometimes you want this paragraph, and then you only get the last one, right? Every time you say Control V, you only get the last one. Now, we have done this before, but I would like to show it again. There is something called Clipboard in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, everywhere. Here you will see all the Control C, Control V's that you have done during the session. Can you see this? I just adore this. This is great. This is cool. Something else also I did before this. I am getting the entire list of clips that I have had. Can you see this? This is very, very useful because then suppose I want to use this, it just gets pasted here automatically. I want to use, say for example, I want to use this, it gets pasted here. So I can have a list of clipboards all over the place. And if I am doing it multiple times in the same document and ultimately I come to a conclusion that I want to paste all, I can also say paste all and everything gets pasted in one shot. Are you seeing how easy it is? Okay. So I'll just remove all this because I don't need all this just now. So when you go to this small icon here next to the clipboard, you can see paste all and clear all. So I can clear all this so I can start again. So this is very simple where we have multiple keyboards, multiple clipboards. But now this is only for Word, Excel, PowerPoint. What happens if I'm copying something in Gmail? What happens there? So there is something called Windows V. Instead of saying Control V, you will press Windows V, and you will see everything that you have done during the session anywhere in the ecosystem. Okay, in the morning I just sent this message, gentle reminder. So it is right there. I did not shut down my machine. So it is right there. Are you getting this? This is very, very useful. You just say Windows V. Instead of saying Control V, you just say Windows V, and you will get all the clipboard in anywhere in the system. It's not only in Microsoft Office, it is anywhere in the system you will get this. Are we clear on this? The clipboard is universal. It goes across all Windows apps. Very useful when you are doing research or you're copy pasting from one place to the other. Sometimes it is from the web into your document, sometimes it is from your document into Excel. Whatever you're doing, everything is available here. Instead of saying Control V for pasting, you say Windows V. So, and you get the entire. So if you want only within the Office ecosystem, you can just go here. See that a reminder is not here. Okay, this is in the Office ecosystem. But if you are saying Windows V, you are seeing everything right from the time you started the computer. Okay, this is extremely useful in your day-to-day life. We have hardly used this. Windows V allows us to use the clipboard right from the time you started the session. Now there is one step further in this. If you cannot do it, remember this. If you cannot do it, just press the Windows key. Can you see my screen just now? When I'm pressing the Windows key, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. If you cannot do it, it may be disabled. So what you need to do is you can go to Clipboard settings. Just click on the Windows button and say Clipboard settings. You saw this, it has come up immediately. Just click on it and your clipboard settings will come up, and here you can say clipboard settings should be on. If it is off, it will not give you this clipboard history. Okay, press the Windows logo key plus V to view your clipboard history and paste from it. So this should be on. If you switch it off, then you will not get this function. Okay, so just go to Windows and enable clipboard history. Go to Windows, just type clipboard settings, open this, and this should be on. Okay, so this is very simple. You can enable it, and once you have enabled it, it is there forever. So this is the first thing that we need to understand. Second thing that we need to understand is, if you are logging into multiple devices, suppose you have a laptop, you have a desktop, you have a tablet, and all these devices you are logging in with your same Microsoft account, then this clipboard is available even in those accounts. That is the second thing. Little tricky because sometimes your Android phone, we are using the Google account, Gmail account, not the Microsoft account. Now the third thing which is interesting is, suppose you have certain things. Oh gosh, my clipboard went empty because you remember I switched it off. So when you switch it off, obviously your clipboard goes empty. Again, any case, we will try to pick up something here and say copy, Control C, and now Windows V. So now this clipboard has become active. Now suppose this part of it, you want to use it again and again whenever you start Windows, or whenever. Normally the clipboard gets flushed out when you switch off your machine. But suppose sometimes what happens is there are certain phrases, there are certain sentences or paragraphs which you want to retain anytime you want to start your Windows device. Okay, so what you do is this three dots here, you say you pin it. When you pin it, this doesn't go off at all. When you restart your machine also, this remains in your clipboard. Now this is also very useful. There are certain texts. For example, you remember if we had done some shortcuts in Gmail. Thank you for your email. Suppose you want to say thank you for your email. Now this is something which you use again and again and again. So I will just copy it, that is Control C. Okay, and then Windows V, here it is, and I will pin it. The minute I pin it, what happens is this remains there. So whenever I start the machine, if I say Windows V, it will be there, and therefore I can even do all my shortcuts within this. This is very useful. Did you get this? This is interesting.
I can't see the three dots. Where are they?
Once again, here there are three dots on each of these clips. There are three dots. I have pinned it, so I have the option to unpin it. But when I pin it, it is there. I can delete it, I can clear it. Okay?
Is there a limit to the number of things you can pin?
I don't think so, but honestly, there is a limit to your brain remembering what all you have pinned. So,
Absolutely.
so even if you have 200 things, then instead of searching for this in the 200th item, I would rather type it out. So, but normally what you commonly use phrases or commonly used paragraphs, you might like to pin it so that it becomes easy for you to use it. We will do another app some other time. It is called TextPand, where it can do a whole lot of stuff. Like you can make shortcuts and use it anywhere in the Windows ecosystem. But right now we will not do this. Are we getting this? Windows and V, and then see, this is the tip that he is giving. No more sending yourself email to share text between devices. There's a better way. So if you log in with your Microsoft account on multiple devices, your pinned items will carry forward wherever or whatever device you are on. Okay, this is very useful. Okay, are we clear on this? So then we can go to the next one. We will now look at, let me see if we can look at something. Snip and Sketch. Have you done this before? Snip and Sketch. Suppose I have something, say I have some image here and I want to capture this image. How do you capture it? Normally the simplest way is you say print screen, correct? And you get this entire page along with the top portion. But there is something called snipping tool, which is there in the older version, and the newer version is called as Snip and Sketch. So you use Windows Shift and S, Windows Shift and S, and the screen becomes dimmed, and then you can say I want only this portion, and now you've taken a snapshot of only this portion. And when you come to Word, for example, one second, and you want to paste it here, you can just say Control V, and that entire thing is pasted. Did you see that image, how I captured? This is the exact image that I captured from my browser. Okay, so I was in this browser window. I wanted only this portion to be captured. Okay, so what I did is Windows Shift and S. So when I say Windows Shift and S, what happens is my screen gets dimmed. I get a title window, something like this. Now I'll have to show you how this window looks. Oh, it is coming on my other screen. I'm using two screens, so there is a slight problem. One sec. How do I get it up there? Anyways, here there are three options. One is rectangular snip. Then there is something called a free form snip. So I can do something like if I select free form snip, I can select anything like this also. Rectangular was different. Now I go back to my Word and I paste it here. When you see this, it's extremely easy to capture part of your screen also. Okay, so you have a rectangular or you have this thing, and you can even save it. You can save it as a JPG file or a BMP file and then use it anywhere else. So whenever we need a snapshot, we can use Snip and Sketch tool. Okay, or you can go to Windows here and type Snip and Sketch. There is something called Snip and Sketch. Okay, that opens up the entire Snip and Sketch box, and then you can do whatever you want to do with it. You can take a new snip, you can take a rectangular, you can take a lasso, whatever you want to do it. Okay, so I'll just remove this comes as an image, so as you see I can select it and I can delete it also. Are we getting this Snip and Sketch?
I could not get it. Where did you find the Snip and Sketch?
There are two ways. One is Windows Shift and S.
Yeah,
Windows Shift and S.
yeah.
Okay, or there is another option where you go to your Windows icon here at the bottom left and type Snip and Sketch. Snip and Sketch, this one. Okay, since I'm using two screens, it opens up on my other screen, but it will come up on, if you are having one screen only, it will come up on your screen directly.
Does this tool save what you have snipped, like, like for example, when you have a print screen,
Yeah,
images saved, you
yeah,
put them later. In this case, you have snipped and pasted. Does it mean
yeah. So it comes into your clipboard. Actually,
okay?
if you see your clipboard, it will show you, see this. I did Windows V, so I got these two images in my clipboard. Can you see them?
Yes.
First
Yes.
time I did rectangular and second time I did some freehand.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I can paste it here again. It automatically, see when you are doing Snip and Sketch, what happens is it automatically goes into your clipboard.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is very, very simple. Again, very useful when you are collecting data or collecting pictures from websites, etc. You can directly take, instead of taking a print screen and then going and editing that, it is very easy to snip and sketch. Sketch means you can even draw on it, you can draw an arrow, you can draw a line, you can draw a circle, whatever. So that becomes very easy to use. Next thing is in Windows, we have something called calculator. Okay, I have pinned it to my taskbar, but you can even go to start and type calculator and open up the calculator. What is so great in a calculator? Okay, this is the standard calculator that you have. Okay, you can start doing your anything. You can say plus, minus, multiply, divide, it's okay. Right? Then I can clear this, and if you see, you get a history on top. If you just click on this, it will show you the history of the entire calculation. You can clear the history, because if you want to double check, or if it is a longish calculation, you want to double check, you can go to history and double check what you did. You said 262 plus 98, 185 plus 77, 87 plus 98, etc., etc. Okay. Now this is the simple form. You have all these simple calculations: 1 upon x, x square, square root of x, etc. Backspace, memory, plus, minus, etc., etc. So this is a very simple calculator. Now what happens is, in a calculator, sometimes you are working in Word and you want to do some calculation and you want to put it back here, but then the calculator vanishes. So again you have to go back and bring it up here. Oh, the answer was 360, so I wrote 360 here. But then I want to do another calculation and I want to go back to the calculator. This is a little irritating. So what we can do here is, there is something called keep on top. Now the calculator remains on top and you can do your calculations and it will remain on top. Here you can come back here and write your answers. You want to clear this, again go and do something, write your answer here. Are you getting this? So you can push it to the top. You can push the calculator on top always. This means that it is on top always. So wherever you go, you might go to Excel also, this will remain on top. So this becomes very useful for keeping the calculator on your desktop all the time. But there is more to the calculator. There's a standard calculator, there's a scientific calculator. So you have trigonometric functions, you have, what are these functions? I don't even know what these functions are. You have logarithm functions, x to the power y, log. What is this ln? Anybody, mathematician, koi? Anyone being a mathematician? Okay, fine. So scientific. Then you have graphing, where you can actually draw a graph. This is something interesting. Quickly, but this also is a little difficult to grasp unless you have. So if you put an expression here, say log of x, enter, and the graph is drawn automatically. And there are lots of trigonometry functions. You can say sine of 90 and that should be 1. So it is this. Okay. Again, when you are drawing the graphs, you can change the color code. Suppose you want to make this red, it becomes red. You want to make this log of x into a different color, you can make it into black. Okay. You can have different styles, dotted, etc., etc. So you have trigonometric functions. Again, you have inequalities, you have function keys, a lot of stuff in the calculator itself. So graphing is there. Then there is a programmer functions, which is further complicated. I'm not getting into that. We have date calculations. So you can say a difference between any two dates. So if I say 1st June to 18 June, it is 2 weeks and 3 days, that is 17 days. It could be anything from anything to anything. Okay, from June to October, 4 months, 3 weeks, 6 days, which is equal to 149 days. So all the date calculations are also available. Then you have converter. We have seen converter apps in some other place. You have currency converter, volume converter, length, weight, mass, temperature, energy, area, speed, time. So you have, suppose you say I want to find out how much is $58 in rupees. I get it straight away out here. Or instead of rupees, I want to say GBP or pounds or whatever. I have so many currencies. Okay. Afghani currency. $58 is 4,518 Afghani, whatever it is called. I don't know. Afghani Riyal? I don't know. Algerian dinars. Okay, and you get the symbol also. So you get currency conversions, you get volume conversions, length conversions, very easy. You can say from meters to kilometers or from meters to feet or whatever. You can select your, you can say 100 meters is equal to how many miles. Okay. Very useful. You have area, you have energy calculations, joules to calories to thermal calories, food calories, etc. etc. It's mind-boggling. Volumes from teaspoons, cubic centimeters. So 5 cubic centimeters is how many cubic inches? Okay. So the calculator is really versatile. We hardly use these functions in the calculator. We only use the standard calculator, chalo, plus, minus, multiply, divide. But you have so many other things within the calculator also. Okay. Then you have something which we call as Wordpad. I'm not sure whether you guys will use it because you all use Word. So Wordpad is a rich text editor. You can just type Wordpad. It opens up like this and you have your normal Word style stuff. Even this comes along with Windows. You don't have to buy it separately. Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you have to buy it separately. This comes along with Windows. You don't have to buy it. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles of Word, but it's a very simple text editor. You have all your bold, italics, underline, line spacing, para spacing, indenting. The beauty here is that you can insert a picture, obviously, just like in Word, you can insert a picture, but there is something where you can draw also directly from here. So it opens up this. You can say, you can select a shape, you can select a color and start drawing. And it comes in your document. The minute you close this, it comes in your document. Okay, so this is very useful. And of course, you have your date and time stamp, etc. etc. So if you want to insert a date and time, etc., it shows you the current date and time, which is also there in Word. If you want to insert any object, so you can say I want to insert a worksheet directly inside this. You can insert a worksheet, you can insert an Adobe document, whatever you want. You can embed it into your find, replace, etc. Very scaled down version of Word, but it is there for free. So you could use it if you are interested in using this.
How did you go to the WordPad?
Again, same thing. You go to Windows key, type Wordpad, and you'll get it. Okay, click on the Windows key. And a lot of times people ask, where do I type? You don't have to worry about that. Just click this and start typing. You have Word, you have Wordpad. Okay? Are we clear on this?
Yeah.
Okay, now we are here. There is a magnifier in, we all know how to magnify the screen. Yeah? Control and you roll the mouse button.
Oh,
Correct? So forward or backward, it helps you to. But there is a magnifier which is also built into Windows. So you say Windows key and press plus. Okay. So when you say Windows plus, where is the the magnifier has come up. Can you see it on the screen? So if you want to increase it by 100%, just click on this. If you want to decrease it, you just click on this. Very simple to use. Okay. Windows plus, it gives you a magnifier. But in addition to magnifier, you can even read aloud. So if I just say play,
You will be given a web link. 2. You can access the web link from any device. It could be a tablet, it could be.
it will actually read out the document for you. So suppose you are busy with something else, you want the document to be read to you, it will read out the document to you, number one. And number two is, of course, I have made it slow. I can make a normal, and you can even select the voice. I want a female voice of English, India.
Be a cell phone, it could be a laptop, or it could even be your desktop computer. You just need an internet connection and a browser.
Okay. And if you are very keen on hearing an American voice, then there is David and there is Zira or Mark. Okay. David.
Browser. 3. When you
Oh, why did he not? Don't like David. Okay.
access the link for the first time, you will be asked to enter your.
Sorry, this guy is going haywire. Okay, go to settings. Again, you have to switch it on for the first time. So you just type magnifier and you can switch it on for the first time, and then you can straight
Your name. Please enter your full name, first name plus last name. For once you log in, and all participants log in, you will have to wait for the moderator to start the quiz.
Okay, so you have a magnifier come a reader. So it reads out to you the entire document. You can be anywhere in Windows and it will do the needful. Okay,
What is the symbol before that gearbox?
this one,
Yes, yes.
read from here. So sometimes it may start right from the beginning. So you just say continue reading from here.
Time you will be asked to enter your name. Please enter.
Okay, so now for example, I go here and
7. You have 15 seconds to answer each question.
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Are we clear on magnifier? Yes, it is possible to speed up or slow down. You go here and you can say make it very, very slow. Now let's see how it works.
Earlier you answered the question, the more points you will get.
Okay. You can slow it down, you can make it fast, whatever you want to do it. You really want it fast, then you can.
Nine. At the end of each question, you will be shown the right answer. Be the number.
Okay, so it's very easy to use magnifier and a read aloud key. Both are rolled into one. You just say Windows key plus the plus key. Okay, you have something called plus on the top, right? You can slow down, you can make it fast, whatever. Okay, then there is an interesting setting for night light. What you do is normally the screen emits blue light, and which if you read in the evening or just before going to bed, you will get a little bright light in your eyes which hampers your sleep. So there is something called night light. You just press the Windows key and say night light, and you set up the night light settings. Now see my screen, how it looks just now. My night light is on. If I turn it off, can you see the difference in the intensity of the light? So I can turn it on or off, and I can say I want to keep this on until sunrise, that up to 7 o'clock in the morning it will be like this. After 7 o'clock in the morning it will look like this, because when there is ambient light in the room, that time you can handle this light with your naked eyes. And if it is like, if you set it, like you can schedule the night light on or off, and you can set the hours, or you can say sunset to sunrise. So depending in your region when sunset or sunrise occurs, it will automatically set the night light. This is very useful for protection of your eyes. If you have night light on, then automatically it dims it and gives you a pleasant reading experience. So night light is very easy. If your desktop is a little cluttered, as we saw earlier, okay, just now I'll just shut down everything. Okay. Okay, now I have only two icons on this desktop. I have another desktop. As I said, I am using two screens, but even this I don't want. I don't want the clutter on the desktop. So I just say right click, view, and say show desktop items or don't show. If I say don't show, my desktop gets clean, totally clean. So all my clutter goes away. If I just say right click, view, show desktop items, all my desktop items come. Okay. So for example, now let me see if I can show you my other side of my desktop, which is a little cluttered. Okay. So this is what my desktop looks like typically. Sometimes I don't want so much of a clutter. So I just say right click, view, don't show desktop items. So my desktop becomes absolutely clean. And obviously I might want to get it back whenever. So this is a very simple operation which allows me to clean up my desktop. Did you get this? Just right click on any blank area on your desktop and say view and show desktop items or don't show. And then there are lots of things. You can make it medium, small, large, etc., etc. You can rearrange them automatically. All the options are there. Yes, it is very useful when you are sharing the screen. That's right. And you don't want the clutter to be there. Sometimes you want to think with a fresh mind, or sometimes you have a visitor and you're sitting with him or her and you don't want to share your entire desktop with him. That is also possible. Okay. Then there is one interesting part which allows you to do multiple time displays. You have this time display on your machine on the right bottom. Can you see this? It shows you the current time and date, correct? If you just click on it, you can see your calendar and it shows your current time and date. Now if you right click on this and you say adjust date and time, go to date and time, there is an option to add clocks for different time zones. So I have somebody in say London, So I'll put London here and I'll select the time zone as London. So this is okay. Show this clock, and then I have somebody say in Dubai. So I'll write Dubai here and select Dubai. Where is Dubai? Okay, Dubai specifically is
There's
not.
Abu Dhabi.
There is Abu Dhabi. Okay, so that should be the same as, where is Abu Dhabi? Yes.
Little above, yeah.
So I may say select this time zone, but display the name as Dubai. Okay. So I'm saying show this clock, apply. Okay. And now when I come to this, apart from my current time, I will see the other two timings also. So it's a very quick way of looking up the date and time for different locations, but you can have at the most two only. Okay. So any two you can add here, and both London and Dubai, please confirm the time. Is that right? I have both London and Dubai on this call just now.
You're correct for London. Yep.
Yeah.
Very useful for Zoom meetings.
Oh yes. So you can keep it readily here so that every now and then you don't have to go and search for the time. You just keep it whenever you come here, you just click on this, and even if you notice, if you hover here, you will see all the three times here. Can you see it on the bottom right?
Yep.
I just hover here and you can see all the timings. It's a very useful utility where you can see multiple times. Okay, I think we are almost at the end. There is something called Quick Assist, which I am not too sure whether you guys will be happy knowing, but if you want to assist someone quickly, suppose you want to take control of somebody else's computer, or somebody else has to take control of your computer, you want to help somebody or you want to get help, you have something called Quick Assist. So you go to your Windows key and type Quick Assist, and this screen will pop up. So here what you can do is you can allow someone you trust to assist you by taking control of your computer. Okay? And the other option is you want to assist another person. So you come here again, you will have to enroll for your Microsoft sign in, etc. But one second, I'll just start it again.
It's something like AnyDesk.
Yeah, it is something like AnyDesk, it is something like TeamViewer, but it is all built into, you don't have to pay for it. It is built into your Microsoft Windows. This is the beauty of it. So you can give access to somebody, you can take access from somebody. Either they will start and give you a code, or you can assist another person and give them your code, and they will have to enter the code in this place, and then your computers get connected. Simple. So if you are helping your parents or your children remotely, this is the best way of doing it. Quick Assist. These are all built into Windows. Actually, the beauty of all this is all there in Windows 10 right from the beginning. It's only that we have to discover and keep discovering. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the session. Any questions?
Yes, Dee, it was simply beautiful. This is Karishma here. Thank you so much to learn, so much to practice.
There's lots and lots of things, small things, but when especially the clipboard, etc., multiple clipboards, permanent clipboards, etc. They are very, very useful, and you can use it all the time, and there is no extra charge for any of these
Thank
utilities.
you so much. Please, will you share the recording with us also? It's too good.
Yeah, it will be shared. Whoever wants it, just send me a simple WhatsApp. I hope
Too
I
good.
recorded it today. Yeah, I did.
I'm not too about print screen. It doesn't work for me properly. How do you work print screen?
It is normally it is shift and print screen. It works beautifully.
Do you have to highlight or anything? It's for the
No,
email.
print screen does not allow you to highlight anything. Whatever is on the screen, it will print, but it will be there in when you hit print screen, it actually gets it into your clipboard again. Then you have to go to Word or somewhere and you have to just paste it. That's all. Print screen doesn't do anything, means it will not be visible. You feel that nothing is happening, but actually something has gone into your keyboard. So, say for example, if I am doing print screen just now, now nothing will happen on my screen.
Achha, I got it. I got it. I got
Yeah,
it.
but if you say paste, then it will be there.
And it came back over here. Yeah.
Yeah. So print screen does everything silently.
So, that is what I was just looking for.
Doesn't give you any indication that it has done what it is supposed to do.
Okay. But you can edit it afterwards.
Then you have to use any picture editor.
Okay.
Any picture editor, if you have, you can use that. But that is why this Snip and Sketch is better, because then it allows you to edit it. It allows you to take only that portion of the screen which you are looking for, etc., etc.
That snip and screen I could not find on you.
Okay, then there is something called snipping tool. That also is as good.
Where is it?
Snip and Sketch, I don't think you need to enable it. It is there by default. Snip and Sketch.
In the email, no?
And in Snip and Sketch, I forgot to mention this. I just shared the screen once more. Okay, and when I go to Snip and Sketch, there is something interesting which allows you to take a snip. Sorry.
It comes as snipping tool.
Yeah, and in Snip and Sketch, you can take a new snip. You can take a new snip in 3 seconds or 10 seconds. So if you want to do something on the screen before you take a snip, that is also available. So if you want to draw something, or if you want to select a menu item or something and then take a snip.
Okay.
Sometimes when you're doing training, you want to show the menu item to the opposite person. So you want to take a snip after you have selected the menu, but the minute you go to snip, the menu item goes off. So here you have this option to delay the snipping. And then once you say delay the snipping, then you go quickly to that place and then choose the menu item, and it will take a new snip in 10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, Yazdi. Thank you.
Good night. All the
Good
best.
night.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Good night. Thank you.